In this lecture, we will start creating the Docker job needed for building, testing, and pushing the Docker image to a container registry like Docker Hub. So first of all, we will go here to the workflow. I will duplicate this job and then I will make the necessary changes for Docker. So first of all, we will change the name of the job to Docker. So we will set the name keyword to Docker. We will keep the first step because we need to check out the repository when building the Docker image. We will focus now on login to Docker Hub. So we will add a new step to set up the login process when we want to log into a container registry like Docker Hub. I will call this step Docker login. To log in to a container registry in GitHub Actions, we will use an action from the GitHub Actions marketplace. So we will go here to GitHub Actions marketplace and we will search for the actions that we can use when working with Docker. So here we find different actions that can be used when working with Docker. For example, here we have the build and push Docker images action. We will use this action later to build and push our Docker image to Docker Hub. But what we need now is the Docker login action that will allow us to log in to a container registry when working with GitHub Actions. So let's scroll down to explore the usage of this action. So this section explains how to log in to Docker Hub using the login action. So whenever we want to log in to Docker Hub using the Docker login action, we have to provide the username and the password using the username and password keywords. So let's copy these lines of code. So first of all, we set the uses keyword to the name of the action, and then we specify the parameters needed when working with this action. So here we need to provide the username and the password. We will store the username in a variable called Docker Hub username, and we will store the password in a secret. We will call it Docker Hub password. And the reason that we will store the password in a secret is to hide the password from the job logs. So now we will create a variable and a secret at the repository level. To create a variable, we will go here to the settings tab. So let's scroll down here to secrets and variables. So here we can define secrets and variables, and they will be used when executing our GitHub Actions workflow. So here we find two options to create variables and secrets. We can create them either at the environment level or at the repository level. In our case here, we will create the variable and the secret at the repository level. First of all, we will start by the variable. So we click here on New Repository Variable. Here we specify the name of the variable. We will call it Docker Hub username. And here we specify our Docker Hub username. So now when clicking on this button, the Add Variable button, this variable will be created. So the variable was created successfully. We can delete it by clicking here on this delete icon, or edit it by clicking here on the edit icon. Now to create the secret, we will go here to the secrets tab. We will click here on new repository secret to create a repository level secret. Here we specify the name of the secret. We want to call our secret Docker Hub password. And here we specify the value that we want to set to the secret, which is the password that we use when logging to Docker Hub. And then we click here on the Add Secret button to create the secret. So now the secret and the variable are created successfully, and they will be available for our GitHub Actions workflow. We want to execute the Docker job only after finishing the execution of the code coverage job and the execution of the unit test job. So here we need to configure the Docker job to start its execution only after finishing the execution of the unit test job and the code coverage job. And this can be done using the needs keyword. So here using the needs keyword, we will specify the jobs that should be completed before starting the Docker job. In our case here, we will mention the name of the unit test job and the code coverage job. Finally, we have here to fix the unit test that we have here to prevent the unit test job from failing, so the workflow can execute the Docker job. Because with the configuration that we have until now, this test will fail, so the unit test job will fail and the Docker job will be skipped. So we need here to remove these extra characters to let this test pass and to enable the unit test job to be completed successfully. So now let's commit the changes and see the execution of the workflow. For the commit message, it can be, for example, add the Docker job. So let's commit the changes and see the execution of the workflow. So now the changes was committed successfully, so we should have a new workflow triggered. So let's check the Actions tab and check if any workflow was triggered. So we notice here that a new workflow was triggered just a few seconds ago. So now the workflow has 3 jobs. The unit test job and the code coverage job are executed in parallel, and the Docker job starts its execution only after finishing the execution of the unit test job and the code coverage job. And that's because in the configuration of the Docker job, we specify here in the needs keyword the name of the unit test job and the code coverage job. So let's explore the execution of the Docker job. So after setting up the job moves to the Docker login step to log in to Docker Hub using the Docker login action. And if we expand here the execution of this step, so the job shows here the username because we stored it in a variable, but for the password it is hidden because we stored the password using secrets. So whenever we have sensitive data that will be used by the workflow, they should be stored using secrets to be hidden from the job logs. So that's how we can log in to Docker Hub using GitHub Actions. In the next lecture, we will focus on building the Docker image. So that's it for now, and see you next time.